All right, Shalom, Yasharallah. Before we get started, we're going to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, a great millstone, and teaching rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And we're back with another video. This one is a World War III update. All right. And we got a few articles we're going to read. We're not going to read all of them. All right, I ain't going to want to make it too long. All right. But give you a few articles that's going on. Articles we're gonna read. All right, see what's going on over in the Middle East. All right, because things are heating up. The Lord is mustering the host of the battle. All right, I got a few scriptures we're gonna read. Let's first read these. All right, get them out of the way, short and sweet. Let's first get Revelation 9. In verse 12, it says, "One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter." All right, and that woe is World War One. Excuse me. All right, that was the first woe. You go to Revelation 11. All right, in 14 it says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." All right, so World War One and World War Two came to pass already. Now the third woe is coming quickly, and that third woe is what? World War Three. All right. So I got these. Let's read this one first. These are all from End Time Headlines. It says Hezbollah launched over 150 rockets into Israel, wounding 6. It says Hezbollah fired its deepest barrage into Israel since the beginning of the current war, with 4 rounds of over 150 rockets, cruise missiles, and drones fired into Jezreel Valley in the early hours of Sunday morning, the IDF confirmed. Alerts were sounded in and around Haifa and the Ramat David Air Base, Nazareth, Afula, the lower Galilee, and the Jezreel Valley. Following the barrage, the IDF stated that they were conducting strikes against Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. As a result of the assault on northern Israel, 6 people were wounded, and they were evacuated to a medical center in Afula, this medical center announced. It says Megan David Adam MDA teams were called to treat 4 individuals with shrapnel injuries, including a 76-year-old man in moderate condition, as well as a 70-year-old man, a 60-year-old man, and a 16-year-old girl in moderate condition. 2 houses were hit in Kiryat Bialik following a 4th wave of rocket attacks from Lebanon, according to Israel media. Initial reports also stated that 1 person had been killed and that most of the casualties were from a car accident resulting from panic from the rocket fire. Army radio and Israeli state broadcaster Khan reported that Hezbollah specifically targeted the Ramat David base near Haifa for the first time in the war. Hezbollah confirmed this, stating it had targeted the Ramat David Air Base and airport in response to Israel Air Force strikes in Beirut, which killed some of its top commanders. All right, and this was Sunday morning. This was yesterday. All right, yesterday morning. All right, and you could know they retaliated. All right, let me see, is it this one? All right, Israel enters into an all-out front war on 5 fronts. It says Israel. I ain't gonna read this whole thing either. All right, I was read a few of it. All right, it says Israel intensified the conflict in the Middle East to new levels today. More than 180 people in Lebanon. Matter of fact, before we read this, I gotta get the other one. All right. Excuse me. It says yeah. So they launched 150 rockets into Israel, and you can best believe Israel responded. Israel warns civilians to evacuate as it strikes wide swaths of Lebanon, strikes over 300 targets. See, you can read that on your own. It says Israel intensified the conflict in the Middle East to new levels today, killing more than 180 people in Lebanon in the latest attacks since military officials declared a new phase of war against Hezbollah had begun last week. On Tuesday, Mossad is thought to have orchestrated one of the most psychologically damaging clandestine attacks in recent memory, injuring thousands of Hezbollah members with exploding pagers and radios across 2 days. You could look that up. All right, I believe like um like 34 people were killed from that, and others were injured. It says then on Friday, the IDF delivered a punishing strike that eliminated a top Hezbollah commander along with some 37 other militiamen and civilians before continuing aerial bombardments over the weekend and into this morning. Lebanon's health ministry this afternoon declared 274 people had been killed and at least 1,024 injured so far today alone, prompting officials to accuse Jerusalem of carrying out an extermination. But Israel's hawkish defense ministry, Yoav Gallant and IDF spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari say they will do whatever is needed to cripple Hezbollah's military capabilities and allow displaced residents from Israel's northern territories to return home safely. Meanwhile, Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah has vowed to continue fighting until a ceasefire in Gaza is agreed upon, with deputy leader, all right, Naim Qassem, declaring the group is now entering an open-ended battle of reckoning with Israel. It says these developments have led many analysts to caution that violence in the region is now approaching untenable levels, raising the prospect of all-out war between Israel and its numerous foes. All right, let's read. Let's get Luke. All right, let's get Luke 21. This is St. Luke 21 in verse 9. It says, "But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass." This is the red letter, so this is the Yahushua speaking. But the end is not by and by. All right, let's get this word commotions, and it means, I'll play it.
Strong's G 181, akatastasia, akatastasia.
It says instability, a state of disorder, disturbance, confusion. All right, and this is the same thing down here. Instability, i.e., disorder, commotion, confusion, tumult. All right. It's lock you. Excuse me. It says, so let's read it again. But when ye shall hear wars and commotions, all right, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, so these wars are gonna start off, regional, gonna start off small, but eventually gonna grow. All right, into World War III. All right, still got Ukraine and Russia going on. You're hearing about China wanting to invade Taiwan. All right, and there's gonna be other wars that's gonna play out. Because the Heavenly Father, let's get Matthew. All right. 24:6 says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." So we're just in the beginning stages of these things. All right, these wars playing out. It says, I'll read a few more now. Mail Online examines how Israel may fare in a full-scale conflict with its key adversaries and speaks to experts to determine whether such a devastating regional war could materialize. See, I'm gonna skip down. It says, I'll read this. It says Hezbollah also boasts, all right, boasts a range of anti-tank and anti-air systems, a fleet of thousands of drones and dozens of tanks and armored vehicles, and claims to have up to 100,000 active fighters. Through INSS estimates the number is more likely 25 to 50,000. And like Hamas, Hezbollah has an intensive tunnel network along the Lebanese-Israeli border, which serves a strategic asset for clandestine movement, storage, and guerrilla warfare. Ultimately, Israel's military capability is still superior because why? They're funded by Babylon. All right, it tells you in the next verse. It says next verse like the next paragraph. It has been long supported by the U.S. with 3.3 billion in congressionally mandated annual funding, plus another 500 million toward the missile defense technology that protects its skies from rockets and drones. The J state also spends more than 5% of its GDP on the IDF. See, now this is they got so bad, they got to send troops over there. All right, it says, 1 second, get rid of these ads. All right, it says U.S. to send troops to the Middle East as region teeters on brink of war. This is the U.S. is sending troops to the Middle East in response to the surge in violence between Israel and Hezbollah, and as the region teeters on the edge of an all-out war. The Pentagon announced on Monday that additional service members will be deployed to join the 40,000 already stationed in the region, along with a dozen warships and fighter jet squadrons. Israeli forces have ramped up their airstrikes deep inside Lebanon, and the State Department has warned all Americans to leave as the risk of conflict spirals to levels not seen in years. Tensions have reached boiling point in the last 7 days and started to deteriorate when pagers and walkie-talkies owned by members of Hezbollah exploded in a coordinated attack last week. Devastating airstrikes by the Israeli military on Monday killed at least 100 people and injured another 400 in Lebanon as IDF warplanes pummeled targets across the country. Terrified residents in Beirut and elsewhere received calls and texts warning them to move away from Hezbollah targets, with Lebanon's information minister condemning the alerts as the tactic of physical, psychological war implemented by the enemy. See, let's see. I don't want to read this whole thing. I'm gonna jump down a little bit. It says the Biden administration has warned Israel the escalation is not their best interest and still want a diplomatic solution. So it's gotten bad where they had to send troops over there, man, because this can break out into a war over there, man. All right, and ultimately, let's get Second Edges 15 real quick. All right, Second Edges 15. The 29. I'm starting at 28. Excuse me. All right, we good. Second 15 and 28. It says, "Behold, in horrible vision, in the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble." All right, and the Arabians, all right, the Arabs come from Ishmael. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. All right, and the Carmanians, the Persian, they're ancient Persia. Let me see. Let me pull it back up if I can. Carmanians. It says the Carmanians were an ancient people who lived in the region of Carmania, a fertile province in ancient Persia. The Carmanians were described as a warlike people who practiced cannibalism. They were also known for their unique traditions and social structure, such as the requirement to present the head of a slain enemy to the king in order to marry. It says Carmania located on the north shore of the Persian Gulf in modern Kerman. It says, mentioned in the Bible, the Carmanians are mentioned in 2 Kings 15 and 30. where they are described as joining battle with the nations of the dragons of Arabia, joining their brethren. All right, because they're all, in that Islam, Muslim. All right, Bible Gateway. It says 2 Edge 15 to 30 makes reference to the Carmanians. Those were a people from Carmania, a fertile province in ancient Persia, situated on the north shore of Persian Gulf. It is a mountainous region separated by a desert from Persis, southwest part of Iran. All right, so it's modern day Iran now. All right, let me see, Persia. Right, modern Persia is officially known as Islamic Republic of Iran. All right, so these are the modern day Carmanians. All right, and it says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and that they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Then shall they be troubled. Then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. All right, let's read this in the NLT if we can. I mean the GNT. Let's go over here. This second address, 15, starting at 28. It says, then in the east you will suddenly see a fearsome sight. It says Arab armies will, with many chariots, will advance like dragons. As soon as they start out, the sound of their hissing will spread across the world and bring fear and trembling to everyone who hears it. Now, are these actual chariots, wheels and horses? No. All right, it's their, like we read in the article over here. Their weapons. Their all the things that they have. Their tanks. All right. What they call them? Shielded cars, shielded weapons. Right. Let's see if we can go back and get that. Uh, um, Let me see. Yeah, you see anti tanks, air systems. All right, armored vehicles. These are their chariots right here. All right. It says verse 30. It says the Carmonians will come out of the forest in a fierce rage like wild boars, advancing in full strength to attack the dragons. With their tusks will they tear up a large part of Assyria. But the dragons will unite their forces, regain their former strength, and win the victory. They will turn and pursue the wild boars, who will be thrown into a panic, beaten in silence, and forced to turn and run. All right. So they're gonna join up in battle. All right. So we got that. Now let's go back over here. There was another one I wanted. Um, or is that it? Yeah, that might have been it. You can read the rest of this on your own. All right. Uh, yeah. Let's finish this out. All right. Let's get Revelation 16 and 5. 16 and 5. 16:15. All right. It says, I'm gonna start at 13. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. These are the three city states. All right. Washington D.C. is the army. All right. The military power. London is the financial power, and the Vatican, which is in Rome, the false prophet is the religious power. It says, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the great Salaki, to gather them to the battle of that great day of power almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Right. And what's this? That your garment is the garment is this truth. All right. If you don't have the truth, you're not going to be covered. You're seen as naked. Verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon, which is Harmagadwan. All right. You go to Joel. All right, 3. And 9 it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment. All right, the name of the Lord is Yahweh. All right, not Jehovah, not Jehovah, not Yah, not Yahweh. All right, not all of those names. Not Yahuwah. It's Yahweh, man. All right, Yahweh Shaphat. Shaphat means to judge, govern, vindicate, punish. All right, to execute judgment. All right, Yahweh has judged. That's what it literally is. Yahweh Shaphat. It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fatness, Salaki, the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. You see? And that's where gonna be, that great battle is going to take place. All right, actually get this real quick. Let's get Isaiah 9. All right, and 5 it says, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments were with blood. That's how ancient battles used to play out. All right, you get your mighty men, you'll get your armor. All right, you'll get your shield, your spear, your sword. That's how it used to be. You go out and war chants. Now it says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. All right, so this war is gonna be it's gonna be with missiles, with rockets. Now let's get Isaiah 34. All right, I'm gonna go straight to the point. And verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's that mushroom cloud. And all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, Esau, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. It says, the sword of the Lord, which is the missiles, the ICBMs, who is filled with blood, is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, which is America. All right, because Bozrah used to be a capital city in Edom, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. See? And it was another one. Jeremiah. Let's get Jeremiah. Let's go to 51. All right, it says, I think I went past it. Let me see. Was it 49? Jeremiah 49. It says, Jeremiah 49 and 20. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. And who's that talking about? It's talking about these small hats. All right, the least of the flock. You get this word least. All right, all right, Tazayar. All right, it says little, insignificant, young. All right, and we know they came around. They call them the 48ers. All right, because that's when they went back to the land. All right, and right here it says 1948. All right, the elder Yahshua brought this out. All right, so little, insignificant, young. All right, the least of the flock shall draw them out, which is the small hats. They're gonna draw America into this war, man. They're gonna draw out America into World War III. See? So I believe that's all I had. All right. So this is World War III updates, man. All right. Over here, let me see if I had something. No. Let's go back over here. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. You see, so these things are taking place in the earth. All right, and the Lord is mustering the host of the battle. Let's get that real quick. Isaiah 13 and verse 4. So the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. All right, the Lord is doing all this, man. All right, He's controlling everything, and it's gonna ultimately play out in His favor. It's ultimately gonna play out with burning and fuel of fire. See, so Lord, this was edifying to you, brothers and sisters out there. All right, I didn't want me this too long. We don't give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, and teaching rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord's will you edified. Till the next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.